It's girly power. It's the coach. This is Madden Football on E.
On a pretty gray and hazy day here in Southern California, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Los Angeles. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the Los Angeles Rams. This will be fielded at the 8. And a terrific return as they finally do stop him, but not before he's inside the 15.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
And into the red zone now, and Charles, they told us offense in the red zone was a focus this week in practice.
A huge priority, and the key was to get points, so you know that all the time during the week they talked about executing, taking care of the football, no big mistakes, make sure they put points on the board and come out of it with that. All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
On second down, it's Freeman. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. To throw is Ryan. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
There's a lot of good to watch in the game last week, wasn't there? I mean, he did throw 2 touchdown passes. That was impressive. And he's so close, isn't he? The 3 interceptions killed him and his team. That was costly. But if he just cleans that up a little bit, there's a reason for optimism with this team and this passer.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Hold on. Check. Listen.
Back to throw, Goff. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, Echo.
A play fake to Gurley. Now Goff. Roll it, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Goff. And able to find Higbee It's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A big 30-yard play on third.
Now that one hurts defensively. They forced him into third and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3-and-out. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Grady Jarrett with the tackle. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down.
Let's go. Hey, Charlie. Mike 34. Let's go.
From the 50, it's gone. Hard throw, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Yeah, yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Ryan. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. The numbers for him from a week ago, 6 catches, 53 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away and it's 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. From the shotgun, Ryan got his man. That's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. On first down, it's Gurley. Shoves him aside. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Gall. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 22-yard line.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams have taken the lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Matt Ryan and the Falcon offense set to get going again. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, all right? That's all on him, but he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Abuka came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now it's Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Single receiver. Hey,
3rd and long. It's Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Now a first down throw. Gone. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
It's our time. Check 26.
Rick Flair.
Gone. And he comes back with one complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 36.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Value 3. Value 3.
From the gun, here's Goff. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Goff. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the 2nd level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
86. These sneaky guys. Watch out for 86.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Single, 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 single. Who's on 85? Come on, baby. Let's get
Throwing again. Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Getting set to go again here on offense, Jared Goff trots back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Here's Goff. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards that time.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Tack McKinley made his way into the backfield.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Hey, wahoo!
They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. He'll rifle this one deep. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A big play there. With his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it was Jared Goff with a strong first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now left side on the swing pass. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Touchdown, LA! Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and it's 2nd down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. That's fielded at the 8-yard line.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
Now, sometimes those punt returns can yield some unnecessary roughness penalty.
Now, I know a lot of guys, when they run a long way to execute a block or make a hit, they're going to launch it no matter what, and it can often cost them.
What? 180.
I'm here all day.
On the toss, it's Gurley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Goff, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check Mike 34. Mike 34. Okay, double up. Wide. Get wide. Bang.
Hey, kill.
Bang.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. That'll be caught by Cup. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 1st down Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against him offensively. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing, but with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary now on 3rd.
12. Go.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45.
Now Goff. And this is caught at the 8. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Check right, check right.
On first and goal, Gurley. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal.
45. Mike, 45.
Goff now to throw. And he's got it. That's Kupp for a Ram touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wolf. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. The tackle there by John Johnson.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Ryan looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Shelton. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Ryan now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Wide, 25 tonight.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Back now in Los Angeles. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Ryan. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen. despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. They'll try and throw for him with Ryan. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Here's Gurley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Here we go. It's Gurley. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now it's Gurley. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a Rams 1st down on a pickup of 10. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10.
Just like that. Just like that.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
45 the mic. I don't think you got it, son.
They'll try the air now with Goff. And that's complete. It's Allington. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
The Rams on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is third down and 12.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Value 3. Value 3. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45.
Out of the gun. Gone. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And their lead will swell up to 28. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Ryan. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Ryan. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Ryan. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. Freeman a first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Falcons cut into that lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the hands team for the Rams able to secure the football. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
And they take a knee.
Like 20.
Double time. 4 down. Check.
What's that?
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Watch the flag.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
So for the Rams, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
STRO, I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time, another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winter side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news. Gas.